Welcome back to the Traders Network on equities. I'm sitting here with Valentin Preobrazhenskiy, the founder of LAToken and the chief host of the Blockchain Economic Forum. Valentin, welcome.
Hi, thanks for inviting me.
We had a chance to speak outside, and before this
It was
interview,
cold.
it was very cold.
Good we moved here.
I am too. You've such an amazing background, and I want to thank you for the time to sit here and have a little chat to get to know you. Let's start from the top. I think there's a lot of people who would like to know about the man who's changing the world right now, and more than just in crypto, but on a social impact side. So what everybody knows about you so far is that you come from an investment banking background.
I was a hedge fund manager for equities portfolio worth of $200 million was Russian equities before the market collapsed. Then I went into startups and created hedge funds infrastructure, home equity marketplace, and eventually I came to blockchain. I made 200 meetups to find it.
What was that?
200 meetups to find idea and teammates for global technology firm which can change the most powerful market, its capital market. Yeah.
From the moment you started LAToken to now, tell us about the journey that you went through.
You start from my birthday?
No, when you started LAToken to where you're at now.
Something like 2 years ago, I get to an idea that fractional real estate can be linked to tokens, and these tokens can be traded on a secondary market.
Wow.
And then I get into idea that there could be other asset classes, and in particular currencies, which is now second biggest user case after cryptocurrencies. So now it's an emergence of stable coins, tokens backed by fiat currencies. And we are creating this market for tokenized money. So you can exchange any fiat currency token at a very small spread and send it transborder, which is big change for transborder markets.
At somewhere along that path, you went from an idea to this explosion of a movement that you have right now. I mean, you have guys like Tim Draper, you have presidents of foreign countries, you have economic ministers, you've got the amount of momentum that you've generated. What was the precipice point to get you from an idea? There's a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur. In fact, I think almost every high net worth investor is on some levels an entrepreneur. Their investing style is entrepreneurial. What was that precipice point that you turned when it went from that idea to this is becoming more to where you're at right now, hosting what's here in Davos, Switzerland, where I come from, is the biggest thing off the WEF itself.
My success with LAToken was in a big part due to 200 meetups which I organized to find ideas and teammates to find the business model for LAToken. And these meetups generated something like 30 businesses and 2,000 community of people who knows each other and help each other. And I saw an opportunity that the influential people in governments, in financial system, regulators, investors, entrepreneurs, and if to put them and kind of help them to discuss this technology, this can be a big changer.
I would love to switch to something that I'm very passionate about, which is your social impact initiatives. I find when we were talking earlier, you touched on some amazing things that you have ambitions-wise. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
First, there is a technology which can solve many social problems which are under management by bureaucracies today, which are very important to enforce rules, to enforce kind of contracts working, but it works not everywhere. There are something like 3 billion people who live in countries where a banking business is not viable because their institutions are weak and the banks cannot get their loans back, and there are huge frictions, huge transaction costs. That's why there is no banks branches, and people can't open accounts, they can't get loans from banks, they get very high interest microloans. And they cannot invest in themselves, in their education, in their business, in their kind of minimal problems which are needed to boost their productivity. And blockchains allows them to get access via internet, via mobile banks that is available for most of these people. They can get access to the new financial system, which lives in computers without human processing of transactions, and that's why these people can control themselves one-on-one with computer to control their accounts and use this currency. And we are developing this technology. We want these people to get access to loans, to capital, so they can get money for their growth or invest and give loans to others who need this money more and can create greater return. This is something, this could be life-changing for many hundreds of millions of people, and this also is applicable to other institutions such as elections. If the politicians, those who try to protect property rights and free markets, can consolidate votes of those who benefit from this and show the result of these votes, this could be a change in power and move developing countries from the power game of kind of dictatorships of chronic capitalism to rule of law, to protected property rights and free markets, which is a basis for incentives to create products rather than to build force to seize assets from others or to protect themselves. So it's very different activity.
We gotta cut to a commercial break, and the audience, when we come back from that commercial break, they're gonna get to know a little bit more about you, where you grew up, what your favorite color is, what are some of your strengths, what are some of your weaknesses. But before then, there was something that you mentioned about what you do with your panels that I personally found really interesting, that I think other CEOs out there that are watching this may actually incorporate into their panels, which was you request that the panel speakers include initiatives that they are undertaking and share those stories. Is that correct?
Yes, I ask people to share their big dreams, to find support, to find feedback, to bring them into reality. And this works. Right.
Well, you know what? I am going to be doing that in any roundtables that I do moving forward. So I think that's a great idea. You're watching the Traders Network Show on Equities. I'm Matt Bird. We're here with Valentin
Preobrazhenskiy.
And we're going to learn a little bit more about him, who he is as a man and as a person, when we come right back. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this commercial. Forum is brought to you by SALT, providing fintech solutions for digital assets. Visit them at saltlending.com. Special thanks to Russia House and rosscongress.org for hosting our show here in Davos in the World Economic Forum. And a special shout out to Burst IQ for their expert commentary in blockchain and technology.